Super billionaire, Ly Gia Thanh, fatherless child and miraculous entrepreneurial journey. Super billionaire is the nickname that admirers give to Ly Gia Thanh, enough to make those who just heard his name for the first time also take off their hats in admiration. His life and career are like a series that has no end, but anyone who loves business hopes it will last forever, because each episode of the Hong Kong Billionaire brings unexpected things. Interesting surprises, not only billion-dollar projects but also an emotional business philosophy. Rise from poverty. There are many reasons for the success of this legendary businessman's business career, in which circumstances are also an important factor to discuss. Ly Gia Thanh was born on July 29, 1928 in a Confucian family in Guangdong Province, China. In 1941, due to the influence of the anti-Japanese resistance war, he and his parents and two younger siblings settled in Hong Kong. Ly Gia Thanh was born on July 29, 1928 in Guangdong, China. In 1941, his family settled in Hong Kong. But ironically, that same year, the Pacific War broke out, causing the Hong Kong market to plummet and poor immigrant families were hit the hardest. At the most difficult time, his father became seriously ill and passed away in the winter of 1943. So the burden of food and clothing fell on the shoulders of the eldest son, who was only 15 years old. With no other choice, Ly Gia Thanh had to drop out of school to make ends meet. The burden of food and clothing fell on the shoulders of the eldest son, who was only 15 years old. With no other choice, Ly Gia Thanh had to drop out of school to make ends meet. He started with an apprenticeship to become a worker in a watch shop, then worked in a plastic factory. He worked up to 16 hours per day, 7 days per week and sent 90% of the money he earned to his mother. With hard work and honesty, Ly Gia Thanh was trusted as the director of a plastic factory when he was 20 years old. With hard work and honesty, Ly Gia Thanh was trusted as the director of a plastic factory when he was 20 years old. Mr. Ly soon showed himself to be a visionary leader when he opened his first factory in 1950 at the age of 22. His first company called Chung Kong produced all types of plastics, and is especially famous for its plastic flower products. He predicted that plastics would soon become a booming industry, and within just a few years, Ly Gia Thanh had become Asia's largest supplier of plastic flowers. Mr. Ly soon showed himself to be a visionary leader when he opened his first factory, Trong Jiang Thuong Niep, in 1950 at the age of 22. Although he dropped out of school at a young age and never received a university degree, he was very eager to learn and completed the accounting books of Chung Kong Company himself in the first year of operation. Even though I had no previous experience in accounting, it was all from textbooks. Although he dropped out of school at a young age, he was very eager to learn as he completed the company's accounting books himself. At the age of 30, Ly Gia Thanh said he had enough money to retire, but he didn't stop there. Profits from the plastic industry helped Ly Gia Thanh start to have money to buy factories in Hong Kong in the 1960s, a period of social instability due to political fluctuations and ideological confrontation. Afterwards, this factory system helped the Ly family become very rich, thanks to increased land prices when the situation stabilized. Profits from the plastic industry helped Ly Gia Thanh start to have money to buy factories in Hong Kong in the 1960s. In the following years, the Ly family gradually tried its hand in the real estate field and launched 2 industrial buildings of regional stature. His corporation is very large. There was a time when Hong Kong and Guangdong were known as the city of the Ly family. In the following years, the Ly family gradually tried its hand in the real estate field and launched 2 industrial buildings of regional stature. Mr. Ly's willingness to go global and his trust in foreign executives, including Canning Fok, Frank Sixt and Susan Chow, set him apart from many other Hong Kong tycoons. People are usually only used to doing what they know and never trust outsiders. His willingness to go global and trust foreign executives sets him apart. Upright businessman. Along with knowledge and understanding of the industry, Ly Gia Thanh considers loyalty and reputation as the keys to success. In 1956, he turned down an offer that would have given him 30% more profit from the sale because he had already made a verbal agreement with another partner. He maintained his principles of loyalty even when he lost money. Along with knowledge and understanding of the industry, Ly Gia Thanh considers loyalty and reputation as the keys to success. Like many famous investors, Ly Gia Thanh often buys when others sell. During the riots that occurred in Hong Kong in 1967, he invested in city assets when prices fluctuated. In 1979, he established Hutchison Whampoa Limited, HWL, Investment Joint Stock Company, becoming one of the largest listed companies on the Hong Kong stock market. From this deal, he became the first Chinese person to own a British company in Hong Kong since 1800. In 1979, he founded Hutchison Whampoa Limited Investment Joint Stock Company, which is one of the largest listed companies on the Hong Kong stock market. Test new business plans. Successful managers allocate their assets across many industrial sectors and many territories. Another big success of his was in 1999 when he sold the Orange mobile phone company to Germany's Mannesmann AG Group with a profit of $15 billion. In 1999, he sold the Orange mobile phone company to Germany's Mannesmann AG Group with a profit of $15 billion. Besides, he also invested in many information technology businesses. Ly Gia Thanh once revealed that it only took him 5 minutes one day in December 2007 to decide to invest in the fledgling social networking site Facebook at that time. Ly Gia Thanh once revealed that it only took him 5 minutes one day in December 2007 to decide to invest in Facebook. At that time, Facebook barely generated revenue and valued itself at $15 billion. However, impressed by the rapidly increasing number of users every day, Ly Gia Thanh decided to spend up to $180 million to buy Facebook shares for the first time. Later, he bought shares of this company again, but the exact amount was not announced. Impressed by the rapidly increasing number of users, Ly Gia Thanh decided to spend $180 million for his first investment in Facebook. In addition, few people know that the investor behind the breakthrough campaigns of the young network operator Vietnam Mobile is Hutchison Telecommunications of CK Hutchison Group, one of two large corporations under the management of Ly Gia Thanh. Since then, Ly Gia Thanh has built himself a multi-industry business empire, spanning from residential real estate to investments in electronics and retail. To date, his company is present in more than 50 countries and provides jobs for more than 323,000 people. Simple mirror. Mr. Thanh shared that he always arranged his assets strategically to ensure safety regardless of fluctuations in the economic situation. I'm not too optimistic when the market is good and also not too pessimistic when the market goes down. It can be said that Ly Gia Thanh is a great combination of the West's sharp market analysis ability and the East's flexible but firm trading style. Gia Thanh always arranges his assets strategically to ensure safety regardless of fluctuations in the economic situation. Although he holds many stocks, saving during his childhood gave him the career he has today. He applies a debt-free policy to his companies, which means maintaining as little debt as possible. Successful managers purchase real estate using capital from their own companies, aiming to maintain zero personal debt. He applies a debt-free policy to his companies, which means maintaining as little debt as possible. Despite being so rich, Mr. Lee still lived very humbly, with a simple, frugal, and unobtrusive lifestyle. He has a simple dressing habit. Even the watch only costs $50 and after many years he switched to another type with a slightly higher price. He is famous for his lesson on saving to buy a house and car within 5 years and gives detailed advice on how to use monthly income. Despite being so rich, Mr. Lee still lived very humbly, with a simple, frugal, and unobtrusive lifestyle. secret of success. According to Ly Gia Thanh, success is due to talent and hard work, and all glory is measured by sweat and blood. Luck is not a random factor but also a product of intelligence, and a wise person is someone who always knows how to pay attention to when, rather than how and why, according to him. Entrepreneurs must always know how to seize opportunities and take full advantage of them. According to Ly Gia Thanh, success is due to talent and hard work, and all glory is measured by sweat and blood. Ly Gia Thanh shared that, to achieve today's success, he had to devote a lot of effort to creating his own business philosophy with 4 main ideas. Taking Confucian ideas to manage business management. Use Buddhist charity to treat talented people. Get a stable psychological state to develop your career. Treat your opponents with a close heart. To achieve today's success, he had to devote a lot of enthusiasm to creating his own business philosophy. And one of the most important factors contributing to Ly Gia Thanh's success today is passion for work. Once shared with Forbes in 2010, he said, "The only enjoyment for me is working hard and earning more profits." And one of the important factors contributing to Ly Gia Thanh's success is his passion for work. Billionaire passionate about feng shui. The fairy tale success of Ly Gia Thanh also caused many Chinese people to look for a less objective reason, that is, feng shui. In fact, Ly Gia Thanh believes very much in feng shui and is extremely careful and thoughtful in arranging everything around him. Even his headquarters and office follow the strict rules of feng shui. Ly Gia Thanh's fairy tale success also made many Chinese people look for a feng shui reason. One of the important feng shui characteristics in the location and design of the headquarters of Trongjiang Thuong Niep Group is humility. It is a 70-story building, one of the 3 tallest buildings in central Hong Kong's financial center. One of the important feng shui characteristics of Trongjiang Thuong Niep Group's headquarters is humility. The Trongjiang Industrial Corporation's central building stands in the position of you left, I right, or you main, I second, compared to the Hong Kong government building. This shows that Ly Gia Thanh chose a suitable location so that the rulers here would not feel the presence of a 70-story building as an eyesore. The Chongjiang Industrial Group's central building stands in a you main, I second position compared to the Hong Kong government building. Ly Gia Thanh choice shows that he carefully calculated to please the rulers. This is the reason why throughout the development process, Trongjiang Industrial Group has had many opportunities to cooperate with the government, and at the same time receive dedicated support from the government. Ly Gia Thanh choice shows that he carefully calculated to please the rulers. A careful and thoughtful person like Ly Gia Thanh of course cannot ignore the feng shui arrangement in his private office. The room that is considered the most secret in the world of billionaire Ly is in fact decorated extremely simply. However, behind that simplicity and humility are many things that not everyone understands. That is the profoundness of feng shui, and at the same time the profoundness of top businessmen. A careful and thoughtful person like Ly Gia Thanh of course cannot ignore the feng shui arrangement in his private office. Characters that only exist in fairy tales. From a poor boy to becoming the richest man in the Hong Kong special region, super billionaire Ly Gia Thanh is also an outstanding social activist. Through his huge and effective charity funds, he was awarded honorary doctorates from many prestigious universities in the world. From a poor boy to becoming the richest man in the Hong Kong special region, Ly Gia Thanh is also an outstanding social activist. Many people have commented on this billionaire as a character that only exists in fairy tales, because his great contributions in business not only brought Hong Kong trade closer to the world, but above all it is also a lesson about diligence, the desire to live, and the will to succeed. And the excellence of Ly Gia Thanh is also studied by generations of Harvard economics students. He not only brought Hong Kong trade closer to the world, but also inspired many young generations to start businesses. Kidnapping and family civil war. In 1996, Li Jiacheng's son, Vitor Li, Ly Gia Thanh, was kidnapped by a famous Chinese pirate, big spender, Chung Zi-kyung. However, billionaire Ly Gia Thanh later rescued his son with a ransom of up to 1 billion Hong Kong dollars. In 1998, after staging the kidnapping of another billionaire's child in Hong Kong, Chung was arrested. In 1996, Ly Gia Thanh son, Vitor Ly Track Cu, was kidnapped by a famous Chinese pirate, Big Spender. In the 1990s, Victor's younger brother, Richard Ly Track Gi, was targeted by his father for the position of head of the family business empire. Richard founded Star Satellite Communications Company, becoming a leader in this field. In the 1990s, Victor's younger brother, Richard Ly, was targeted by his father for the position of head of the family business empire. But in 2000, the group sold Star and Richard established his own internet investment company called PCCW, acquiring a major telecommunications operator in Hong Kong. Richard later left his position as vice president of the family's largest company, raising suspicions that his empire would be handed over to Victor. But in 2000, the group sold Star and Richard established his own internet investment company called PCCW. In 2012, he handed over Chung Kong Plastic Company to his eldest son Victor Ly and also provided money for his second son Richard to develop his own career. In May 2018, he left the position of chairman of CK Hutchison and CK Asset Holdings to cede the business empire to his eldest son Victor Ly. In 2012, he handed over the plastic company to his eldest son Victor Ly, and at the same time provided money for his second son Richard to develop his career. Ly Gia Thanh eldest son has worked alongside his father for more than 3 decades and is now the one to take over his father's career. Mr. Cu is an engineer who graduated from Stanford University and has proven his ability to negotiate in the international market. He is also the developer of CK Infrastructure Holdings, a global infrastructure development company spanning Australia, Canada and Europe. Ly Gia Thanh eldest son has worked alongside his father for more than 3 decades and now takes over the career. True to his statement, after retiring, Ly Gia Thanh devoted no less than 1/3 of his assets to charity. He contributed a total of more than 5 billion Hong Kong dollars, HKD, approximately 637.6 million United States dollars, to the founding fund of Shandong University in his home province of Guangdong, and contributed to helping this school open another department. Medicine and 5 specialized experimental clinics. True to his statement, after retiring, Ly Gia Thanh devoted no less than 1/3 of his assets to charity. He shared, "I will continue to do charity because this is not an obligation but my life motto." Although his assets decreased by 4 billion United States dollars compared to last year, billionaire Ly Gia Thanh still topped the list of Hong Kong's richest people in 2019 voted by Forbes magazine. Although his assets decreased by 4 billion United States dollars compared to last year, billionaire Ly Gia Thanh still topped the list of Hong Kong's richest people in 2019.5. It can be seen that for a wealthy person like billionaire Ly Gia Thanh, his concept of success has little to do with money. So is billionaire Warren Buffett. He believes that at the end of their lives, each person's greatest success is not how much money they have in their account, but how many people really love them.